The Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Senator Abuja, announced that a landmark $500 million loan facility from the World Bank, alongside monumental $14 billion Agri-Connect initiative. This financial injection is a strategic masterstroke to revolutionize our agriculture. The initiative will have direct impact on our farmers, connect our farmers to the market and finance, and integrate our vibrant MSMEs into the value chain of staples like rice, maize, soya beans, cassava, and very definition of food sovereignty. Our nation has made commendable progress in economic growth, education, and infrastructure. From 120 secondary schools in 1960 to over 23,000 today, and from a handful university to more than 270 universities, Nigeria has evolved. That's why we have the chairman of NUC today here, Professor Olu Aina. Under President Tinubu, reforms have begun to yield results. Inflation dropped to its lowest in 3 years, and fiscal discipline has strengthened our economy. The IMF and the Financial Action Task Force have both acknowledged Nigeria's reform trajectory and delisting Nigeria from the grey list, affirming that we are on the right path. However, we celebrate this milestone. We must remain vigilant against subtle attempts by Western interests to undermine our unity. Recent remarks by the President of America, United States, Donald Trump, branding Nigeria as a country of particular concern, are nothing but a veiled attempt to sow religious discord and destabilize our peace. We in the Arewa think tank reject this narrative outright. Nigeria's challenges are not religious, they are developmental, and they affect all faiths and ethnicity. We condemn any foreign-backed agenda that seeks to divide us and urge us compatriots not to become instrument for manipulation. Our sovereignty is not negotiable. We will continue to engage the world on our own terms with confidence, dignity, and conviction that Nigeria can solve its problems. Indeed, the ongoing transformation in the oil sector exemplified by Aliko Dangote is a proof that Nigerian ingenuity can shape our destiny. The refinery meets our domestic demand and position Nigeria as a global player in energy production. We commend the government's swift action in addressing recent threats to disrupt and urge decisive measures against any group that undermines our strategic national assets. The same spirit of innovation drives the diversification effort like the Presidential Artisanal Gold Mining Initiative, which is boosting foreign reserve and strengthening our naira through local mines resources. This, combined with new agricultural push, forms a powerful trajectory for our economy. Energy self-sufficient, minerals, wealth, and now agro-economic sovereignty, and creates wealth for generations to come. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, at the turn of our 65th anniversary, we do so with a renewed faith in Nigerian project. Despite our challenges, we are not a failed state. We are a nation in steady motion towards greatness. Let us resist any attempt to divide us, embrace our shared destiny, and commit to building a Nigeria that truly works for all of us. Thank you, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Keep all the videos.
It's just 1 minute.
Talk to them. They said they should keep gashing.
Let's play some.
So talk to them.
Thank you very much. Your Excellencies, the total setting and remarks of the Chief Convener of this program, Alhaji Muhammad Yakubu. Please round of applause for him one more time. Alhaji Aliko Dangote, we're being told, Mr. Chairman, that we should skip all the videos that we have penciled down to be played. Alhaji Aliko Dangote, the chairman and MD CEO of the Dangote Groups, sent in a video, a very short clip of 1 minute and some seconds. If hence we were told to skip, we want to plead with you, sir, to permit us to play just that one and one on the executive governor of Lagos, who is our guest lecturer here, before he comes to the podium to deliver his lecture. If I have your permission, sir. Thank you. So if you have that of Alhaji Aliko Dangote ready, can we have it? It's not ready, so we can move on. Permit me at this juncture, Your Excellencies, to then invite a man who is detribalized, a statesman of uncommon grace and patriotism, a man whose name is etched in the annals of Nigerian democratic journey, His Excellency, distinguished Senator Anyim Pius Anyim GCOA, a distinguished former President of the Senate and former Secretary to the Government of the Federation, who today sits very, very tall as the chairman of this occasion. Please, one round of applause for him, Mr. Chairman, sir.
Your Excellency, our guest lecturer, the Governor of Lagos State, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, Your Excellency, our Chief Host, the Governor of Kaduna State, His Excellency Senator Obasani, the Honorable Minister of Defense, His Excellency Mohammed Badiru Abubakar, our leaders and elders present, His Excellency Chief Bisi Akonde, His Excellency Chief Shehu Oshoba, former Governor of Kaduna State, Ramalan Yaro, former Governor of Lagos State, Your Royal Highnesses, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Well, let me clearly say that we have informed the MC that we have barely 2 hours to spend here. Thank you, sir. And much of those 2 hours will go to the guest lecturer. So whatever you are doing, Mr. MC, cut short your own comments. Thank you, sir. It's getting too long, and maybe you are trying to take the place of the guest lecturer. My dear guest lecturer, you can be sure I won't take your place. I'll be very brief so that we can round up quickly and hear you speak. So the event of today is to hear the guest lecturer speak. It was difficult for me to make this trip, but I think I was so anxious and desirous to hear the guest lecturer speak, and so I had a commitment to be here. Let me therefore start by conveying my sincere appreciation for the honor to chair this special occasion that has brought together very eminent Nigerians from all walks of life and who have traveled from all over Nigeria to this historic city of Kaduna. Chief Akonde, you are welcome to Kaduna. Chief Oshoba, you are welcome to Kaduna. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome to Kaduna. Let me also congratulate and commend the Arewa think tank for putting together this program. Every opportunity we can find to come together, to exchange ideas and interrogate issues that will strengthen our unity, strengthen our bond of friendship and brotherhood, should command our attention. And that is the reason we are here, and that is the purpose of this interaction. Again, I say to Mohammed Alhaji Yakubu and his team at the Arewa think tank, congratulations for the effort you have put in organizing this event. The letter of invitation sent to me themed this event as follows: 65 years of Nigeria independence anniversary, the journey so far, the renewed hope agenda in view. And the lecture will discuss renewed hope agenda and its implication for national development, foster collaboration and engagement among stakeholders from the north and beyond. The above, to my mind, is a clear summary of the business of today. And I have no doubt whatsoever that our guest lecturer, His Excellency, Mr. Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu, the Executive Governor of Lagos State, is more than able to do justice to this subject matter. From the theme of this event, I am quick to identify three features that have attracted my attention. One, this event is to celebrate Nigeria at 65. I want to say that whatever it takes and wherever it takes to celebrate Nigeria, I will be there, I will be part of it, and I will be proud of it. So I'm certainly proud to be here. Two, this event is to further citizens' engagement with the government on key government policies, programs, and activities. It may be needful to emphasize that the policies, programs, and activities of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration is captured under the generic Renewed Hope Agenda. Renewed Hope Agenda can therefore be described as the totality of all policies and programs of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration. I must say at this point that stakeholders' engagement is fundamental to the success of any policy and program of government. It is through this process that the government can secure the buy-in and understanding of the citizens in order for the citizens to truly support such programs. I therefore commend this initiative as one way to strengthen our democracy and stabilize our policy, stabilize our polity. I must therefore add that it is only an accountable government that engages the people. If the president and his team, is this government of APC at the federal level and even at the state level, were not sure of what they are doing, they will not be reluctant or forward to give account of their stewardship to the people. This citizens' government engagement is critical to be sure that the government and the people are in tandem and understand each other to make sure that the policies and programs are acceptable to the people. The third feature I identified on this event is the personality of the guest lecturer, a quintessential administrator whose public service career has spanned positions as special advisor on corporate matters, Honorable Commissioner for Economic Planning and Budget, Honorable Commissioner for Commerce and Industry, and Honorable Commissioner for Establishment, Training and Pensions, and now Governor of Lagos State, His Excellency Babajide Sanwo-Olu. Apart from the above administrative credentials of the guest lecturer, I wish to add that the guest lecturer is not just a career politician, but a foundation member of the All Progressive Congress, APC. I am therefore to say that he is well suited to give account of the renewed hope agenda of the APC government led by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I am delighted to welcome all of you to this event, holding in this popular auditorium, Arewa House, Kaduna. You may recall that just about 3 months ago, around July 29th to 30th, and right in this auditorium, our dear Governor of Kaduna State, His Excellency Senator Obasani, played host to a 2-day organized by Sir Ahmadu Bello Memorial Foundation, themed assessing electoral promises, fostering government citizens' engagement for national unity. That event provided a platform for all appointees of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration to give account of the performances of their respective departments in delivering the dividends of this government's renewed hope agenda. That event was explosive, it was incisive, and it was indeed educative. Today, the Arewa think tank group presents to us an opportunity to hear from an administrator that was groomed by Mr. President, a diligent and dedicated public servant, known for clarity of expression, detailed in documentation, and adorned with wisdom and acumen. Who else is better fitted to summarize all that you have heard before on the scorecard of the renewed hope agenda and deliver it in a most unambiguous manner, other than His Excellency Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu, Governor of Lagos State. In view of these two events and many more, permit me to return to His Excellency Governor Obasani and to observe that the city of Kaduna is renowned for charting a course for national stability. But I must add that Your Excellency's administration, I mean Governor Obasani's administration in Kaduna State, is fast assuming the status of a compass for national rebirth. I congratulate you for the work you are doing to stabilize our nation. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I will say no more other than to crave your attention and hear from the man who will deliver it as it is. As you listen to the guest lecturer, may we all be inspired to renew our hope, our faith, our love, and our confidence in our dear country, Nigeria. I thank you all.
I'm satisfied with that round of applause. We can do better for the chairman of this occasion. With a resounding applause, please, one more time. Thank you very much. Thank you very much indeed. Your Excellency, the distinguished chairman, Your Excellency, the host governor, the able represented, Your Excellency, our very erudite, distinguished guest lecturer, permit me to rest on the established protocol. At this point, please, what are you doing? Please, don't play anything except I tell you to, please. May I, for want of time, invite the governor, who is our chief host today, the executive governor of Kaduna State, His Excellency Senator Umasani Siwe, represented by the Secretary to the Government of the Federation and the Secretary to the State Government in the near future in the SSG by God's grace. Please let's welcome the SSG as he speaks on behalf of the Executive Governor of Kaduna State.
The chairman of this occasion and former Senate President, His Excellency Senator Pius Anyim Pius, the Executive Governor of Lagos State, who is the key lecturer, other former governors are present. The MC have instructed us to adopt the established protocol, and I would wish to take permission to abide, but permit me to especially recognize two elder statesmen, Elder Chief Bisa Kande and Elder Chief Olusegun Oshoba. Thank you and welcome to Kaduna. Your Excellency, the Governor of Lagos State, as you are aware, you played host to Governor Obasani in Lagos yesterday. You are still playing host to him, even in absentia. So Governor Obasani, CON, is not able to physically be present here today. And he instructed me to represent him. I'll read his speech. And his speech goes as follows. It gives me immense pleasure to serve as the chief host at this 65th Independence Anniversary Lecture, aptly themed the journey so far with the renewed hope agenda in view. I welcome you warmly to Kaduna State, the historic center of learning, the intellectual heartland of northern Nigeria, and a place where the nation's story continues to be written through the courage of its people and the power of its ideas. I commend the Arewa think tank for sustaining a tradition of reflection and discourse. Through such conversations, nations renew themselves. Through the honest exchange of thoughts and ideas, societies find the courage to reform and to grow. Your choice of my brother, distinguished Governor of Lagos State, as the guest lecturer reveals a discerning sense of judgment. Governor Baba Jide Sanwo-Olu embodies a spirit of pragmatic leadership and a visionary governance. His achievements in Lagos, a microcosm of Nigeria's complexity and potential, have been guided by intellect, courage, fidelity to purpose. He has aligned Lagos with the principles of the Renewed Hope agenda, translating aspiration into measurable progress. He therefore speaks to us today not in theory, but from experience. Before he takes the podium, permit me to reflect briefly on the essence of the Renewed Hope agenda, the philosophical and policy framework propelling the vision of our leader, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR. The question, why Renewed Hope, invites us to remember the national mood from which this agenda emerged. When President Tinubu assumed office, our country stood at a perilous crossroads. The economy was fragile, faith in public institutions wavered, and the social fabric strained. It was a season that demanded not rhetoric, but resolve. Not half measures, but courageous choices. In answering that historic call, President Tinubu set forth a bold reform agenda, an audacious blueprint for stability, growth, and inclusion. The Renewed Hope agenda is not a slogan. It is a structured national rescue plan aimed at restoring macroeconomic balance, stimulating production, creating employment, and lifting millions from poverty. It seeks to create the enabling conditions in which enterprise can thrive, capital can find confidence, and every Nigerian, irrespective of place of birth, state of origin, social or religious persuasions, can aspire to dignity and prosperity. The impact of this vision is steadily unfolding across the sectors. We have seen renewed momentum in fiscal reform, in security management, in educational expansion, and in infrastructure renewal. Across the north, a quiet renaissance is taking root. Roads and bridges are knitting communities closer, markets are awakening, the non-neglected rural economy is thriving again. In agriculture, the very livelihood of the north, we are witnessing an unprecedented transformation. We had the convener. Farmers now work with solar-powered irrigation systems and mechanized implements. Climate-smart innovations are redefining rural livelihoods. Agribusiness is replacing subsistence farming. No administration in our history, and the governor repeats, no administration in our history has empowered subnational governments in agricultural transformation as profoundly as President Tinubu's. Here in Kaduna, we have embraced the spirit and substance of the renewed hope agenda. We have completed or are at the verge of completing projects long abandoned, not for applause, but to restore faith in governance. We are investing in enduring institutions rather than transient monuments. We are extending opportunity to those whom fortune has overlooked. We are building a state defined by inclusion, discipline, and accountability. Our purpose is clear: to make Kaduna a model for pragmatic reform and human-centered development within the larger federation. As we gather to mark the 65 years of independence of our great country, let us look beyond the challenges of the present and see the horizon of possibility. The President has shown rare courage, clarity, and composure in steering the Nigerian state through turbulent waters. The economy is regaining balance, investor confidence is returning, hope is being rekindled, and homes and communities are being rebuilt. We are in the course of renewal, and the smiles that will soon return to the faces of our people will testify to the vision of endurance and collective faith. I thank our esteemed guest lecturer for honoring us with his presence, and I thank you all, leaders of thought, scholars, patriots, and friends, for gracing this occasion. May this conversation inspire us to dream again, to act with integrity, and to build together the Nigeria we all deserve. God bless you all. God bless Kaduna State. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Senator Obasani, Governor of Kaduna State.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Please, I'd like that we make that up a bit louder than that. The governor of Kaduna State Secretary, the secretary to the state government. Please, can we have that video that is to launch our guest lecturer quickly? Thank you. We'll move the podium close to the guest lecturer such that you'll have it with ease instead of moving him up and down. The chairman has quietly granted us, graciously granted the program. So can you please assist me quickly? Is the video ready? For that, take too much of our time. Then we'll just go back straight to the camera, the chairman, introducing our distinguished guest lecturer. Your Excellencies, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, permit me to celebrate a man whose vision and innovation are redefining modern governance in Nigeria. A quintessential leader, par excellence, an achiever of distinction, and the infrastructure guru of our time. His Excellency, Mr. Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu, the Executive Governor of Lagos State. He has shown great focus and futuristic leadership. Looks like, under his watch, Lagos has continued to transform into a true mega modern city. A model for smart urban development and sustainable progress across Africa. From the 4 functional rail lines to the 5th one that is in the offing, now moves thousands of people in Lagos daily, and of course to the modern water transportation system, easing the flow of traffic across the metropolis, and the breathtaking estates rising even on water in Lagos. Mr. Sanwo-Olu is providing that creativity and competence can coexist in leadership. Your Excellency, sir, your vision you've transformed into reality, building not just infrastructure, but also confidence in Lagos. Lagos today stands as a beacon of what is possible when leadership meets innovation and vision meets execution. Your Excellency, we salute your courage, your innovation, your unwavering commitment to progress, and you're a true leader, shaping the future of urban Nigeria, and a true apostle of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Asiwaju 2027. Your Excellency, you have the microphone on the floor, sir.
Please a round of applause.
Thank you very much, Mr. MC. Thank you very much. It's indeed an honor to be here this morning. Let me start by warmly acknowledging the chairman of this event, one of our very best, a distinguished senator, and a one-time president of the Senate, Senator Ayin Pius Ayin. Thank you very much, sir, for your leadership and for the great work you continue to do with our country. Let me also acknowledge my brother, the governor of Kaduna State, a comrade like myself, Senator Comrade Ubasani CON, extremely very hardworking governor who in a short time has indeed shown the Kaduna people that real peace, real reconciliation can be achieved. But he's here ably represented by his SSG, Dr. Meyere. Incidentally, and so that we say it, Governor Ubasani is actually in Lagos delivering a similar lecture that I'm here doing in Kaduna. And you can see that my brother and I share a lot in common. And today he's also a guest lecturer in the city of Lagos. So please, let's give him a Kaduna round of applause, and he knows that we're cheering him on. To my fathers and my leaders that have humbly joined me here today. They are part of the class of the 1999, still arguably the best set of public officers and governors that ushered in this democracy. My father, Chief BC Akonde, aka Baba Awomo KKK, and an erudite journalist, one of the men that has taken, the conversation of Nigeria to the highest level, the Arewa himself, His Excellency Arewa Olusegun Oshoba. Between the two of them, their ages is getting closer to 200 than 150. And so let's clap God for their life. My prayer is that God will continue to give them the strength to continue to lead us aright. Your Excellency, the former governor of Jigawa State, my leader, my friend, my brother, who is also now the Minister of Defense, Excellency Muhammad Baduru Abubakar, thank you very much for coming. Your Excellency, the former Deputy Governor of Kaduna State, Mukhtar Ramalan Yaro, thank you very much, sir, for coming. I want to acknowledge, because I also have former Deputy Governors of Lagos, but to acknowledge a very, very big Lagos contingent that have humbly joined me here today, members of the Governor's Advisory Council that have come, each and every one of you, I want to thank you very, very much. You've come here to show solidarity. You've come to show an handshake across the Niger that indeed Lagos is not just a city, but it's a place that represents Nigeria. And to all my KBACs that also have woken up very early to come and give you the real Yoruba Irukore. Thank you very much. The Anyonkuri of Ikorodu, the Alara of Ilara, the Uniba of Iba, and Oba of Gobi Sabe. Thank you very much. Thank you, Senator Adefie. Thank you, Senator Ganu Solomon. Thank you, Alhaji Mutiu Are. Thank you, Honorable Jumoke Okoya. Thank you, Otuma Femi Pedro. And of course, thank you, Mr. Colinius Ojelabi Pati and Mr. Honorable Tunde Balogun. Thank you very, very much. I feel truly honored and proud. To all of our friends that have also joined us from the print media, thank you very much. Our father, thank you very much, Prof. Thank you. The convener
who also have deemed it fit to continue to do this great work for our country. Alhaji Mohammed, Alhaji Yakubu, I think he deserves another big round of applause. Thank you for remembering us and for humbly, inviting me to this event. We've had to adjust our time on one or two occasions, but I'm truly, truly excited that I can be here today. To all of my citizens from different parts across the Niger that have come here, I say Sanu, Sanu, Sanu. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Gentlemen of the press, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It's always an interesting thing when you ask a public servant who thought that his main objective is really to activate infrastructure, to build roads, to build schools, to build drainages, to ensure that people can move from one part to the other. When you now ask the person to come and deliver a lecture, then it means that I have to think back and know how to do research, how to be professorial, and how to truly, really be able to think out of the box. So today, while my speech can be as much as 777, I have attempted to reduce it to just 277, but I will ensure that we have a conversation, have a conversation on this very important topic so that all of us will be truly blessed and we will have cause of conversing and reviewing how far we have gone as a people. I've been asked to speak on a very important topic, the 65 years of Nigeria's independence, the journey so far, with the renewed hope agenda in view. You have invited me to reflect on the last 65 years of our country's independence and to examine how the renewed hope agenda of His Excellency, the man that I call his name with every sense of responsibility and with humility, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, my benefactor, my father, my leader, the man that carries the title of GCFR now, and in shaping the post-independence journey in the last 6 decades. But let me start to thank the organizers of this event, the very respected Arewa think tank. Through your informed and engaged social political advocacy, you have been a huge supporter of His Excellency Mr. President. You have demonstrated great love for our country and a strong commitment to its growth and development. Arewa House has been a place of history. It will begin with a reflection on this historic venue of our gathering here today, the Arewa House, which now serves as a center for historic documentation and research of the Ahmadu Bello University's area. Arewa House holds a significant place in our nation's political history as a home of none of Nigeria's most distinguished and accomplished statesmen, the late Sardauna of Sokoto, Sir Ahmadu Bello, GCON, KBE, a founding father of post-independence Nigeria, president of the Northern People's Congress, and the first and only premier of the then Northern Nigeria. He lived on this same ground until his death almost 60 years ago. In fact, he died here as well. But while the late Sardauna's physical presence may no longer be with us, his ideas, his legacy endures till today. He's immortalized in many developmental projects he initiated. The grandness of his ambition for the northern Nigeria and beyond, and his political and philosophical vision. In his memoir, My Life, Sir Ahmadu Bello writes of visiting Lagos for the first time in 1949 with his friend, the Wali of Borno, The visit sparked a political awakening in him and gave him a greater appreciation of the sheer complexity of Nigeria at that time. And he wrote, and I quote, "When I went to Lagos in 1949, I met for the first time and I saw in action Nigerians politicians of the caliber of Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, Chief Obafemi Awolowo. And I began to see that we are in the North would have to take politics seriously before very long. If we did not do so, we should be left far behind in the future governmental development of Nigeria." That's a man of vision. Almost 70 years ago, over 70 years ago, I dare say, way back in 1949. And one very striking feature of the late Sardauna was his hunger and desire for the development of northern Nigeria. He paid close attention to what was going on in other regions of the country and even abroad, and he allowed himself to be challenged and inspired by those developments to offer even a greater leadership. This spirit of healthy, vigorous competition is what our political leaders of today need to imbibe more seriously. When we push ourselves this way, it benefits everyone. Development happens faster, quicker, faster, at a greater space, and never slows down. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, in just 2 months from now, unfortunately, we'll be commemorating the 60 years anniversary of the unfortunate January 15, 1960 coup d'etat, which not only truncated the fledgling democracy of Africa's most populous country then, still till today, but also tragically cut short the life of several leading politicians in the most horrible circumstances possible. On that fateful day, January 15, 1966, the Arewa house that will stand here today became the site of a violent invasion that left the death and destruction in his wake. But to the credit of the people of the northern Nigeria, they did not allow the Sardauna's compound to fall into the ruins or to be converted into something to fall or into something else entirely. Instead, it was turned into Arewa House, a permanent memorial to one of the greatest African of all time. Today, we are able to gather here surrounded by physical and emotional reminders of the life of Sir Ahmadu Bello, to discuss the journey of Nigeria since 1960. Let me take this opportunity to commend, therefore, the Board of Trustees, the Governing Council, and the Executive Director of the Arewa House for keeping the flag flying and remaining committed to the intellectual inquiry and to keep the engagement going. And so what are the lessons from that generation? As we approach the significant 60th anniversary of the passing of Sir Ahmadu Bello, as well as celebrating the 65th independence of our nation, we are challenged to reflect on the journey of nationhood and on the lessons from the architects of our self-governance. As a nation standing at its intersection of memory and aspiration, we must summon the courage to interrogate ourselves honestly. The courage are today's leaders, particularly across the Niger from the north, truly walking in the towers and the footsteps of Sir Ahmadu Bello. How many of our political class embody his unwavering commitment to service, his commitment to discipline, and his obsession with human development? Do our policies, do our priorities, and the daily decisions reflect a desire to make him proud, or have we drifted from the values he embodied? These are not just rhetoric questions. These are moral mirrors that held us up here even till today. And unless we confront those questions with sincerity, we cannot hope to transform the lofty ideas we profess into the tangible progresses that our people truly, truly deserve. For Sir Ahmadu Bello's generation of politicians were the people of great ambition. They were bold, they were vocal in their conviction. They made decisions that were sometimes deemed controversial, but they were necessary for growth and development. They planted seeds for future generations, even when people they led did not always have the patience to understand what was being done, long-term benefits. And so the task of being a bold political leader is, of course, that which you will be misunderstood and misinterpret. But this was a risk they were willing to take at that time. Indeed, anyone who wishes to play into politics arena must be ready to be misunderstood, must be ready to be stereotyped, and at times must be ready to be attacked. These qualities, the bold vision and action, doing the right thing for tomorrow, even if it seems difficult for today, are deeply shared by the man who leads our country today, our president and commander-in-chief of the armed forces of the Federation of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR. In his politics and vision, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, taps heavily into the audacious foresight that defined the likes of Sir Ahmadu Bello's generation. The President's renewed hope agenda is therefore a clear testament to this foresight, and he has faithfully implemented his pledges and commitment from the very first day when he assumed office on that fateful May 29, 2023. Let me briefly highlight what this renewed hope agenda is all about. It is the governing vision of Mr. President, upon which he campaigned vigorously ahead of the 2023 general election. The agenda and action plan for a better Nigeria. It comprises of clear 8 pillars. Reform the economy for sustained inclusive growth. Strengthen national security for peace and prosperity. Boost agriculture to achieve food security. Unlock energy and natural resources for sustainable development. Enhance infrastructure and transportation as enablers of growth. Focus on education, health, and social investment as an essential pillar of development. Accelerate diversification through industrialization, digitalization, the creative arts, manufacturing, and innovation. And finally, is to improve governance by effective service delivery. You can see that this is a comprehensive agenda that is focused on economic growth and diversification, security in all its ramifications, national security, energy security, health security, food security are all embedded there. National infrastructure, human capital development, and governance reform. You can see clearly that this 8-point developmental agenda is end-to-end, completely inclusive of everyone. And so it's anchored on a progressive thinking and solution. The renewed hope agenda is in full alignment with the founding ideas and the long-term direction of our fathers, our leaders here of the All Progressive Congress, the APC. And I dare say that for us also at the state level, the APC governors are encouraged and are drawn from and aligned with the pillars in our various governing states. In Lagos, for example, our Teams Plus agenda fully aligns with the Renewed Hope agenda, emphasizing infrastructure, human capital development, diversifying through entertainment and tourism, security, governance, and social inclusion. This unity of purpose across tiers of government is an essential foundation to fast-track the development of our country. If we examine the Renewed Hope agenda very closely, you will find its roots in the experiences and the lessons learned from Lagos, Nigeria's most populous state and the biggest sub-national economy, where Mr. President himself once served as two-time governor about 2 decades ago, and where he laid a solid foundation that the likes of myself continues to keep alive and to strengthen up till this day. And so the president's political journey, of course, did not just begin as governor of Lagos State in 1999. He had earlier served as a senator 6 years earlier, and then spent the intervening years fighting for the actualization of June 12, which was meant to be the freest and the fairest presidential election in our country's history, uniting Nigerians across ethnic and religious lines, a fight for which he paid a very heavy price, as we know. And so over the decades, his political vision has been shaped and nurtured by his experience, culminating in his Renewed Hope agenda that Lagos has, despite being a sub-national, shown national leadership in many key areas. We see it is largely due to the credentials of Mr. President when he owned and shaped as governor of the state between 1999 and 2007. As governor of Lagos, his signature successes include the best civil service reform, the best judiciary reform, the most vibrant urban transportation reforms, tax reforms, land administration reforms, and all these are underpinned by impressive levels of digitalizing and automation at all levels. Far-reaching reforms are the heart of this Renewed Hope agenda. As you all know, the first decision our president took on assuming office right there at the Eagle Square was removing the petrol subsidy. A difficult decision to make, the one with significant costs of living implications for Nigerian people. And the president himself has always acknowledged this. But it was necessary. We were not going to survive for much longer as a country if we carried on with that level of fiscal burden that was rife with abuse and corruption. I think Mr. President deserves another round of applause for that singular day. Another major decision was the unification of our exchange rates to close another area where the country was losing billions and billions of dollars in revenue every year, and with no outcomes that were productive for the economy. A third major fiscal reform has been the introduction and the passage of presidential assent to 4 tax acts, unprecedented in scope in our recent history. The goal of these new tax laws is to grow our tax revenue without imposing any additional burden on the most vulnerable in our society. For emphasis and for example, The turnover threshold at which the medium and small enterprises are all exempted from company income tax, capital income tax, have been increased from 25 million to 100 million. This means that all companies with gross annual earning of less than 100 million are exempted fully from company income tax and capital gains tax. In addition, any income of less than 800,000 and below are all fully exempted from personal income tax, while the list of goods and services exempted on value added has been expanded. Collectively, this fiscal regime and reforms represent a hard reset for the Nigerian system, a reset from dysfunctional, a reset from inefficiency, a reset from wasteful consumption, and a reset from lack of productivity. The country now has a new engine on which it can run and operate its full potential. The reformed foundation of the renewed hope has not just become about blocking leakages. Even more importantly, it's about increasing the quantum of reserves available to drive real and sustainable growth and development in all nooks and crannies of our country. Nigeria has so many urgent and important needs. There are needs of road infrastructure, rail lines, power plants, dam and irrigation, world-class schools and hospitals, well-equipped and motivated security, architecture, and many more. And so for too long, the resources that should have gone to these cornerstones of development will all be lost in leakages to fiscal systems that are built, that were surviving only and serving only a privileged few. And so today, that story has changed. Ask any state, including my state, including your state here in Kaduna, or ask any local government chairman today and hold all of them accountable. They will tell you just how much revenue have surged under the watch of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR. There is now more money to do more that benefits every Nigerian. Having been governor himself, President Tinubu not only knows what it is to run a sub-national, he also understands very deeply the role that state and local government play in the actualization of national development. That is why he has put so much focus on empowering these two tiers of government. Between 2023 and 2024, fiscal allocation to states had grew by over 50%, almost to third, while those of local government has grew by almost 50% as well. So that platform, I believe, will continue, and it is set to even grow further in the year 2026 with the new tax laws, which we believe will reduce government shares of VAT from 15% to 10%, while raising the shares of state and local government areas to 55 and 35. Yet, another demonstration of the length he has to sit well, of the length to which President Bola Ahmed Tinubu will go for the collective good, and not for personal gain. I stand here as a real beneficiary, as a direct beneficiary of those interventions. I have a local government chairman here that have joined me on this journey as a direct beneficiary, as a confirmation of the things that we're talking about. And I know that my brother, Governor Ubasani, is doing similar thing here in Kaduna with all of your chairmen. It goes to show that Mr. President have done this good for collective benefit of all Nigerians, not for personal gains. For the local governments, it took the matter for their financial autonomy all the way to the Supreme Court and made a convincing case that secured this historic judgment in favor of the local government. Is equally committed to ensuring the full implementation of the financial autonomy of that tier of government. It's closest to the people and to the aspiration and desires of Nigerians. The tireless reformer that he is, the president is now on a quest to extend reform and restructuring to Nigeria's security architecture in a manner that has never been seen since the year 1960. I'm referring here to the issues around state policing, which is most accurately described as an arrangement that empowers state governments to have greater say in the security of their states and local communities. Just last month, while the president was receiving a delegation of eminent Katsina leaders led by Governor Diko Umaru Rada, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, said, and I quote, "I'm reviewing all aspects of security. I have to create state police. We're looking at that holistically. We will defeat insecurity. We must protect our children, protect our people, livelihood. We must protect our place of worship and the recreational spaces." This was a speech from Mr. President, even before anybody in any country that I'm still going to talk about come and talk about insecurity in our country. When the president set out to achieve a fundamental reform, we know that regardless of all odds, regardless of any challenge, he will be working and carrying along all stakeholders. This man will achieve his objectives. His life mission is therefore eloquently captured in his 2024 New Year's address to this great nation, where he said, and I quote again, "Fellow Nigerians, my major ambition in government as a senator in the aborted Third Republic, as governor of Lagos State for 8 years, and now as the president of this blessed nation, of this blessed country, is to build a fair and equitable society and close the widening gap of inequality." End of quote. That is a speech from our Commander-in-Chief. While I believe the rich should enjoy their legitimately earned wealth, our minimum bargain must be that any Nigerian that works hard and diligent enough will have a chance to get ahead of life. That's a man that has passion. That's a man that has empathy. That's a man that wants the best for every Nigerian. That's a man that always thinks about the vulnerable, the lowest of the pyramid at all times. Mr. President is a veteran unifier, is a bridge builder, and is a self-evident from the breadth and the vastness of his personal and political network across Nigeria and even the African continent. And I can very boldly say that bridge building is what Renewed Hope agenda is all about. The agenda seeks to build bridges of impactful reforms, bridges of enduring development, bridges of collective prosperity, and of equity and national unity. And it is doing this with the understanding that Nigeria is a large and diverse country comprising various regions that must be allowed to advance in a way that is compatible with their specific contexts and circumstances. On Saturday, March 27, 2021, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, then national leader of the All Progressive Congress, as then was, chaired the 2021 Sardauna Memorial Lecture held in this same place, the Arewa House, Kaduna. In his remark on that occasion, he said, regarding the design and implementation of unique and tailored development models for Nigeria, and I quote, "What I advocate is something that can be applied to both the common and unique developmental challenges of the North and the South, so that the nation moves in unison without any group or region feeling left out or astray from national progress." A man that have said this even 2 years before he became the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces. This nuanced appreciation of unique differences across Nigeria on account of geography and culture is a key element of the philosophy underpinning President Tinubu's renewed hope agenda. And I dare say it's also something he shares with the late Sardauna himself and his generation of independence-era statesmen. They understood that development is never a one-size-fits-all conversation. For example, as the questions of Nigerian independence from Great Britain gained momentum, Sir Ahmadu Bello envisioned a time when Nigeria's region will be able to, I quote, "There are differences, grievances, prejudices, but tribal and political suspicions and fears, and agree on the fundamental principles of self-government." Whether this happened or not before October 1st, 1960, or whether it happened since then, it is up for historians to discuss and to debate. As I look forward, I said in my earlier speech that the late Sardauna was someone who deliberately allowed himself to be challenged by the development he saw in other regions of this country. Whether it is the state policing, or his local government autonomy, or presidential legacy infrastructural projects connecting our cities, or opening up our rural areas, any development that will endure must be homegrown, it must be local, and it must be bottom-up. I dare say that I'm reminded of the words of Sir Ahmadu Bello on the vision of the Northern People's Congress, the political party that he ran as president from 1949 until his death. Our aims were very simple: to develop the country to the fullest extent in the shortest time, to preserve peace, good order, and friendly relations between all our different people, to conduct an efficient and impartial administration, to ensure for all freedom of thoughts, freedom of religion, and to do good to all men. More than 6 decades later, these words still ring with truth and power. They stand as an eloquent and a timeless challenge to those of us that are striving to build on the legacies of those who walked ahead of us. We must study their lives and their examples and learn from their successes and especially their shortcomings. I dare say that no one is perfect. Politics and public service are not about perfection. Instead, they are about constantly improving, constantly fine-tuning, constantly reforming, planting trees we might not even be around to enjoy, building to leave behind a better country and a better planet that the one we inherited. And therefore we begin to close like this, with a strong message of hope, of unity, for these times that we are in. Difficult times, I say, against the backdrop of challenges that are confronting our nation, including very controversial claims from United States government about religious persecution and intolerance. We will continue to reaffirm that Nigeria is proudly multi-ethnic. Nigeria is proudly multi-religious. Nigeria is proudly multicultural country, where the things that bind us together are far weightier, they are far bigger than whatever seek to separate us or divide us. At a time when we're seeing our country being removed from grey lists, at a time when even in the international investment market, the bond in Nigeria is trading 4 times what we expect, at a time in which our currency is getting stronger than it has ever been in the last 3 years, at a time in which we're controlling and we're connecting across the Niger, we're seeing infrastructure being constructed from the south to the east, from the north to the west, at a time in which things are beginning to look up, where our fiscal discipline are becoming a thing of joy, where our macroeconomic dynamics are becoming indices, where our GDP is growing up, nobody can divide us. We therefore stand together as citizens, as comrades, firm in our conviction about our common destiny. God has put us together for a purpose. We shall achieve that purpose without distraction or division. We shall defeat every challenge. Challenge of poverty, challenge of hunger, and as the President has further consistently assured us, challenge of terrorism, we shall defeat as well. As His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, reminded us earlier, was it last week? The task ahead is immense, but it is our resolve to move forward with unity and purpose, guided by the renewed hope agenda, to build a prosperous, inclusive, and resilient Nigeria. I want to thank you. May God bless Almighty, crown all of our efforts as a country with resounding success. I thank you all for your attention. God bless Arewa House. God bless Kaduna State. God bless Lagos State. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. God bless you all. And I just want to correct myself, address His Excellency, former Deputy Governor of Kaduna as a former governor. Maybe I'm speaking prophetically. Thank you very much. He was the former governor of Kaduna State. He was former Governor Yaro was a former governor of Kaduna State, not a former deputy governor. Please accept my apology. Thank you very much.
Please round of applause for His Excellency one more time. Please, can we show him how to round up by giving him a big round of applause? Thank you so much. She was amazing.
Hi, I'm having some.
That has been the guest speaker, His Excellency Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu, the Executive Governor of Lagos State, who has just delivered his speech to the epoch-making event. That is the 65th anniversary of Nigeria, courtesy of TikTok, here taking place at the prestigious Arewa House here in Kaduna. Here, Connect SG giant strides achievements under the current administration, ranging from economic, security, as well as infrastructure and human capital development. He reiterated resolutions of Nigerians to move forward in unity to build a prosperous, inclusive Nigeria.
It's your stuff now. Please.
Please. We're going to be taking a few goodwill messages. But before then, Mr. Chairman, permit me to recognize
friendly. I love spicy food, so there are also spicy food over here in Lagos. I love the jollof rice. It's similar to what we have back home. I love it so far because the food is great. People are super friendly and nice, and then the bus driver we have.
Are we done? Can I get a signal from you? Are we done? Please play.
I'm from New York. Happy Independence Day, Nigeria. Thank you so much. Happy Independence, Nigeria. Thank you, gracias. Aw, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Please, can we please? One more time. Thank you very much. Your Excellency, the distinguished chairman of this occasion, our guest lecturer has done a yeoman's job. In fact, putting in proper perspectives the achievements, the very unprecedented achievements of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu within just 2 years. That is unprecedented. Please, a round of applause for our dear President one more time. Thank you very much. Without much ado, Your Excellency, would like to take a few goodwill messages before we bring this to a close. And the very first, before then, let me quickly recognize the presence of the representative of the Oni of Ife, His Imperial Majesty Enito Ogunwusi Ojaja II, Oni of the South, represented here by Shayogun Oyetade. Would like to welcome you. The Afenifere, a Yoruba social-cultural is represented here by Abagun Kole Omololu, Organizing Secretary of Afenifere. I'd like to welcome you. And of course, let me also recognize the entire members of Governance Advisory Council of Lagos State that are here. Can you all just wave at us, please? Put your hands together to welcome them, please. There are very many. Thank you. The Minister of Solid Minerals is here represented. Dr. Henry Dele Alake is represented by Honorable Kehinde Bamigbeton. Please, can we give him a round of applause and sincere words? Thank you so very much. We'd like to keep that pretty very brief as we move on with the goodwill messages. Your Excellency, please permit me at this juncture to invite one of our elder statesmen, who also is a former governor of Osun State, the pioneer chairman and national chairman of the All Progressives Congress, His Excellency, elder statesman, Chief B.C. Akonde, CFR. Please, one round of applause for him, for his goodwill. We can do better with that round of applause for an elder statesman. Thank you, sir.
I won't take your time. I will only ask you to recall that we have been thoroughly educated. And the word I noted, and very sincerely, was stretching hands across the Niger. And when these hands were first being stretched, they were being stretched empty-handed. After the implementation of the New Hope agenda, you all will go back with your hands full of currencies, full of naira. May God let it be so. Thank you very much.
Very brief and straight to the point, business-like. May I also in the same way invite another great elder statesman, the former governor of Old State, His Excellency Elder Statesman Arewa Oshoba, CON, CFR. Can we get an applause for him to be louder than that?
Well, I was reading line by line with the governor. And when I told Chief Akodo that we are going to the end, he said he must have skipped some of the points. I said no. He read everything. And what else should anybody say? The lecture, very deep. And Chief Akodo and Sadana used to say, it takes a deep to talk to the deep. I want to thank the governor, and I want to thank all of you who are here today. God bless you. God bless Nigeria.
What I also would want to add to that is that, first, our chairman, the chairman of the occasion, is the president of the 4th Senate and not 5th. Senator Ken Namani was 5th. Please let's applaud the chairman of the occasion one more time. As a man who pioneered stability in the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Big round of applause for him, please. It's a senator in Paris and we appreciate you. Thank you. The governor of Lagos State has taken very fast after the president, commander-in-chief of the armed forces. The president is a man we refer to as the only one politician that was truly ready to be president of Nigeria. And he has exhibited that in different fora and in the way he's leading Nigeria. Let me also say that the thing we have copied from the president, the governor of Lagos State, has copied from the president is that he is making men. The president is the one who has made men and is still in the business of making men. The governor of Lagos State has borrowed that, and I'm one of his prodigies. He has also made me. Let's put your hands together for the governor of Lagos State. As we move on, I'd like to then yield the floor very quickly for want of time to the distinguished guest of honor, former governor of Jigawa State, His Excellency Alhaji Mohammed Badru Abubakar, CON, MNI, the President and incumbent Minister of Defense of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Please, one round of applause for him, please.
I have written something to read, but taking cue from my elders and leaders, I will have to say the lecture is well delivered. There is hardly anything to add except to say that probably Baba Kande will have to judge today whether the governor of Lagos has overtaken my position as being the leader of the disciples of Tinubu political class. Because of this so eloquent delivery, I'm tempted to say that it's beginning to overtake me in that leadership. We from the north have been telling our northern people then and now that Tinubu has always been part of us. There are many times, you know, that we met in Aswaju's house then,
You will be sitting in the sitting room waiting for Aswaju to come. I will come, I will say, yeah, where is Daddy? Says in the bedroom, I'll just walk in there. I can walk into the bedroom. Village boy from Barbara and Jigar State can walk into his bedroom while the Lagosians is sitting, waiting for him to come back. That is the kind of person he is. And it's not me alone. It's all over the country. There is Aswaju in every village, every town, every location in this country. There are people that he trusts his respect. He respects and he believes in all our cities and towns across this country. So when we say Aswaju of Nigeria, he's truly Aswaju of Nigeria. So that handshake that Baba Kande was saying has always been there. I've witnessed it, I've seen it, and he has demonstrated it. So this government is our government. Aswaju is our man. Aswaju is our man. And we all know that, and we all believe in that. So he has mentioned what he has done in security, being my sector. Most of us here are from Kaduna. I will give practical example of the successes achieved in security. And this, I can say it in every state I go. I will give practical examples in every state. But since we are in Kaduna, I will start with Birningwari. Gone are the days where you have to have convoy in the morning with full security to escort trucks and cars into Kaduna and go back in the evening, and still being afraid of being attacked. Today you can move freely in the day or night. Is that true or false? True. The market in Birningwari is vibrating now. Is that true or false? True. Have people of Birningwari gone back to farm? Is that true or false? True. Since the incident of Kuriga, have your children been abducted? No. The attacks coming around Zaria, around your airports, have they been repeating themselves these days? Zaria, Funtua, Gusau, that usually witness attacks 2-3 times a day. Has that been repeated again? Do we travel freely around those roads? Is Giwa market vibrating today? I can go on and on and on and on. You know that the rate of attack has subsidized greatly. Thanks to President Aswaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I can give these examples on and on and on and on and on. I didn't say it's over. We are committed to ending it. But to be fair to us and to be fair to President Aswaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, these incidents are reduced drastically, and he's committed to ending this. Thank you very much.
Can we please make that applause a bit louder than that for the Honorable Minister of Defense, who has also spoken to the peace and tranquility that we're enjoying here in Kaduna State. Thank you very much indeed. Before we move on, let me invite the former governor of Kaduna State, His Excellency Dr. Ramanan Yero to please join me here. Let's get to come forward. First, before we take a vote of thanks, we're going to invite. Where's the second one? I could be talking with that one now. Change it back, but I can be talking with this one. Please, let me invite the Latin Sasso to do us the honor, with the kind permission of our distinguished chairman, to present a plaque of recognition of excellence to our guest lecturer. And as he's doing that, I'd like to invite the representative of the governor of Kaduna State, the SSG, to please join him
as we present a plaque of recognition and of excellence to the guest lecturer for being our guest lecturer this auspicious occasion of the 65th Independence National Anniversary.
What is wrong with these guys?
Let me just get it. Thank you. Please don't make some noise and give him a round of applause, please.
Your Excellency, on behalf of Arewa, I'd like to appreciate you for finding time to be our guest lecturer today. And now, ask the Governor of the State to do us the honor in presenting this small gift of appreciation.
What is wrong with sound manager?
Thank you very much.
The chairman, sir.
It is a privilege on behalf of the Governor of Kaduna State, Senator Commemorate to present this plaque to the Governor of Abuja State.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Please a round of applause for His Excellency one more time. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Your Excellency, the distinguished chairman of the occasion, President of the Fourth Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, distinguished Senator Annie Paris and MGCOA, please permit me to rest the existing protocols as I then invite Dr. Arewa back to the podium for his very brief vote of thanks. After that, we'll be having picture opportunities, and then Dhamma Saling Gerin Katina, Alaji Balasaudawa, should be on standby for the closing prayers after that. Please, let's have your vote of thanks. Please, a round of applause for him. Without power.
أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Mr. Chairman, Your Excellencies, distinguished participants, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Well, my task is very simple. It's just to thank all of you for being here. But I would like to begin by thanking God Almighty Allah for sparing our lives and making it possible for all of us to have journey mercy to this place. May Allah continue to bless this country. May Allah continue to bless our leaders and give them the wisdom to share the activities of Nigeria. I would like to also thank the President and Commander-in-Chief, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, for what he has been doing to Nigeria. May Allah continue to give him the wisdom, the patience, and the good health to continue with the good work of uniting our country. For the chairman of the occasion, my brother, I would like to thank the former Senate President for accepting to chair our lecture. May Allah continue to give you the wisdom and the patience to continue serving our country. For our governor of Kaduna State, they say charity begins at home, so I have to start with my governor. For our governor, my brother, the Minister of Defense came here and said certain things that were happening or that happened and is still happening in terms of securing our state and our neighboring states. In conjunction and partnership with the states, things are happening, and Kaduna is also going back or coming back to its olden days of having peace and stability in our state. May Allah continue to help him and continue to guide him. For our guest lecturer, Your Excellency, thank you very much for accepting to be here. And we would like to say that all the postponement of this program has yielded results. What we heard from you today, you have taken us to memory lane, and then the Sardauna that you have been mentioning, his house where he stayed and died is just about 100 meters from here. Once you go out here, the building that is facing you, that is Sardauna's house. So we thank you for the educative lecture. And for some of us that are still young, we have taken notes, we have heard what you have said, and we need to make Nigeria one and continue to make Nigeria one. Irrespective of our differences, Nigeria is ours. God had made us to be together, and nobody is going to make us apart. So thank you very much, and may Allah continue to help you. And then I would like to use you, Baba BC Akande, and then Chief Olusegun Oshoba, before I come to them, to thank the President for being a mentor, for mentoring people. You are part of it. We have been seeing it since the time he left governor as Lagos. All the people that followed are the people he mentored. To me, from 1999 to date, I have not seen somebody that has mentored people like him in political cycle. May God continue to help him so that all of us can learn. It's not just to say that somebody has done things, but we should learn and implement and copy. So we should learn to mentor people, not to be godfathers. May God continue to help all of us. Oh, Satisi Akande, we thank you. This is not the first time you are attending our program. You are part of our leaders, Arewa think tanks. You know Arewa think tanks very well. You advise us, you guide us. May Allah continue to give you the good health. We really appreciate your coming. For my governor, the former governor of Ogun State, when you were campaigning to become governor, and when you became governor, I was working in Ogun State. I work with Ogun State Pork Purchasing Corporation, and I live opposite Government House. If I can still remember the name of the place, it's Arewa. So I live there, and I know what you have done, and I know what you are doing. So may Allah continue to give you the good health, and we really appreciate your comment. Then for our brother, the Minister of Defense, for all the advices that you have given us, together with other ministers and other government officials from the northern extraction that we have reached. We thank you for all your support, and we thank you for what you have been doing. For all of us that are here, we say we thank you. May God take all of us. May God take us, all of us, back to our respective destination. The MC reminded me of our mothers. Mr. Speaker, the guest speaker, we have Jan Martin Arewa. They are here. They are the umbrella of northern Nigerian women, and the founding fathers are right from the Sardauna's period, and they are still shaping they are still shaping our mothers and us, their children. They are also here together with us. May Allah take each and every one back to our respective destinations safely. To God be the glory. Thank you and God bless.
Amen. Thank you very much. Please a round of applause for the former governor of Kaduna State, His Excellency Dr. Ramadan Yero. Thank you. Please, we're about to bring this event to a close. Before the national anthem, we want to...
Indeed, as speakers revisit the nation's 65 years journey, one message stands clear. Nigeria's strength lies in her diversity, and her future depends on unity, vision, and the collective will to succeed.
Here, only mobiles from Lagos that are here. Please move back, step back. Hold on, sir. Brilliant. Let's finish with this, and I can invite you, sir.
As the curtain gradually falls on this commemorative lecture, participants are leaving, sure to be leaving, with renewed commitment to nation building. The Arewa think tanks, through today's engagement, has once again provided a platform for constructive dialogue and national reflection, affirming the spirit of independence is not just about the past, but about the promise of a greater tomorrow.
Platform, yes, because of space. Obas, they are here already. Let's take this picture, then the Obas will take their seats, and then I will invite the members of the governing advisory council from Lagos to take their turn. Thank you. Grab your seats, you may take your seats, sir. Alaji Balasawa will remain. The GSC members, led by, in no particular order, the former Deputy Governor, Otumba Femi Petro, Right Honorable Jumoke Okoya Thomas, Senator Ganiu Solomon, the Civil Senator, and all of you from Lagos that are here as GSC members, Chairman, local government, Lagos State, please join them. GSCs, please. And then after this, the Board of Trustees and the Chief Convener, Arewa think tank, will take their turn on that lower platform when the GSC members are seated. Please get the cue, national anthem on cue. It will only be the first stanza, please. The three stanzas are only played when the President of the Federal Republic is in attendance in the event. Now, please, convener, go to the front with members of the Board of Trustees as GSC members take their seats. The Chief Convener can stand with the Governor of Lagos State somewhere there. Members of the Board of Trustees can be on the lower platform. Board of Trustee members, please, go down, go down. The Chief Convener can be on that. Members of the Board of Trustees will take the closing prayers. Alaji Balasawa, Yamas and Ingare Katina can please make his way to the podium where I'm standing, such that the moment they are done with the scriptures, we'll say the prayer, and then of course the national anthem will follow. And on behalf of the organizers, my name is Andy Gabriel, and I wish all of you safe flights back to Lagos, safe drive back to Abuja and other destinations. Please take your seats. Please take your seats on this channel. Please pray. Alaji Balasawa, please, can we have some quiet, please? Thank you. The closing prayers.
I wish our leaders here at the high table and everybody that was able to attend this occasion to go back home safely. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. Meaning, glory is to you, Allah, and praise, I bear witness that there is no God but Allah. I thank your forgiveness and turn to you in repentance. May Allah help us, help our country under President Bola Tinubu and our able leaders, governors, ministers, and other community leaders, and our traditional leaders and imams. May Allah help everybody to go back home safely with happiness. Thank you, God. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Mr. Chairman, sir, on this occasion, we have come to the end of this program. When we rise, and this will be a way out, and on the way out, the Chief Convener has a presentation to make to the guest lecturer. Thank you. The national anthem, just the first stanza, please.